Alright, hello class. This video will be used to demonstrate your lesson 3.3 in Google Sheets. For this assignment, I just have instructions for you to work out to create a new worksheet of grades using formulas for Mrs. Bergeson's biology class. So, if you're someone that needs a demonstration, needs visuals, I thought I'd make this video for you. However, you don't have to use this video if you don't want to. You can just follow the instructions here to get you through the assignment. So listen to this or don't. It's up to you. But first we're going to read the overview. Again, this lesson's all about using formulas. We're going to use some different formulas that we haven't used before. But just a little bit of an overview for you. For your senior project, you have decided to hold several workshops to help teachers utilize Google Sheets as a tool to calculate students' grades and averages. You have decided to create a sample spreadsheet to use as a guide when demonstrating its useful features and capabilities. The new skills that you'll learn in this assignment are using formulas such as the average, the maximum, the minimum, formulas. You'll also learn to increase and decrease decimal places, cut and paste text, which a lot of you already know how to do. You're going to add borders and change page orientation. Alright, so let's jump into the instructions. You'll see that I have a split screen right now. I have my instructions over here, and then over here I will have my spreadsheet that I'm going to open up right now. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is go to Sheets. Alright, I'm going to create a new blank spreadsheet. And if we look at our instructions, it wants us to name this spreadsheet lesson 3.3. Okay, lesson 3.3. I'm also going to put my name, that way it makes it easier for my teacher when she's grading. Okay, let's keep going here. Number 2, enter the data as shown in 3.3 figure A. Okay, to do this, figure 3.3, figure A, is actually going to be toward the end of this document. Here we go. There's a lot we're going to have to enter in here, so if you need to, if this is too small and you can't see it, you can maximize or zoom into your screen. But I'm going to go and enter all of this exactly as seen here into my spreadsheet. Okay, wow, that was so much fun. I really got in a lot of practice there as far as keyboarding goes, but I can see that I've got all of my data in, and I can tell that I haven't made any mistakes because it ends at cell 830, and I have my A33 through A35 entered in. So it's looking good for me, and I'm ready to go on with my instructions. So let's go back up to the top. We are on number 3. Okay. Number 3 wants us to find the average. To calculate each student's test score average, do the following. In cell F5, from the functions drop-down menu, select average. So F5, let me select that first. I'm going to make my screen bigger so I can find the function option. And the function option is actually going to be the last option in your ribbon in Google Sheets. And it's going to be right here. And I'm going to click that drop-down menu. And I'm going to select average. Okay, once prompted, it's going to have us select the range of cells C5 through E5. So C5 through E5. Then it's going to have us press enter, so go ahead and press enter on your keyboard. There we have our average test score for JoJo Algoo. Alright, so let's go to 3C. Well, I guess 3D, since we hit the enter key. 3D is going to have us apply the formula in cell F5 to other cells. Select cell F5 and drag down the autofill handle down to cells F6 through F30. Alternatively, double-click the autofill handle in cell F5. So I'm going to show you how to do it both ways. Make the screen big, just like in Excel, as we talked about the fill handle. In Sheets, the fill handle is going to be a little bit bigger. But to have your fill handle appear, you're going to have to select the cell with the formula. And then in the corner, you're going to get a big crosshair. In Sheets, that's going to be your fill handle. So it wants us to apply this formula to cells F6 through F30. So I'm going to click on my fill handle there, and I'm going to drag it all the way down to F30. All right. So there we have the average test scores for everybody in our class, except for I'm going to show you how to do it the other way as well. So I'm going to select these cells that we just entered that in and delete it. Okay, another way you could do this is select the cell with the formula, and then once your fill handle appears, double click, and it's just going to do it automatically in Sheets. That's a really cool feature of Google Sheets and a cool option that Excel does not offer. Alright, so now we are on number 4. Increase, decrease decimal places. So to increase or decrease the number of decimal places to the right of the decimal point, select cells F5 through F30 and click the decrease decimal places icon and remove all decimal places from the average. Notice that the average is rounded to the nearest whole number. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is go into our spreadsheet, and we are not going to go to our fill handle this time. Instead, we're just going to select cell F5 and drag our cursor down to all the way to F30. Once we have all these cells selected, we are going to look up in our toolbar and go to this button right here, which is the decrease decimal places button. So we're going to click this until we see all of our decimals disappear. And again, you'll notice on some of these they rounded to the nearest whole number, which is great for some of these students. Okay, number 5. Insert a formula in cells C33, D33, and E33 to find the class average for each test, then remove all decimal places. Okay, so let's go to cells C33, D33, and E33. Okay, so in cell C33, we'll start there. And what we're going to do is I'm going to make this screen a little bit bigger. We're going to go to our functions button, click average, and we are going to find the average for each test. So we need to go to C5 and drag our cursor down all the way to cell C30. Alright, once we have that average, we are going to hit enter. Okay, perfect. Let's do the same for C33, or D33 and E33. And to do that, really simple. All we're going to do is make sure we have our fill handle there. And we're going to drag this to find the averages for test 2 and test 3 in cells D33 and E33. The second part of number 5 is we need to make sure that these have no decimals. So again, select all of these cells here by dragging your cursor from C33, and up here we're going to decrease decimal places so that we do not have any more decimals. Perfect. Alright, let's see what we need to do next. So for number 6, we're going to find the maximum, and this is a new formula that we have not done yet. So to do this, we need to go into cell C34. C34, go. And from the functions drop-down menu, select max. Okay, so I'm going to make my screen big again. We're going to go to the functions drop-down menu here and select max, which happens to be my parents' dog's name. Okay, and when prompted to select the range of cells, select C5 through C30. Okay, so I'm going to make the screen big again. To find the max here, we're going to have to go to the top of our screen and select all the numbers in test 1, so all the numbers in column C. So we're going to start with C5, drag our cursor down all the way to C30, and then we're going to press enter. And there we go. There we have our highest test score for test 1. Again, we're going to get our fill handle here and just drag this across D34 and E34. So now we have all of our highest test scores, our max test scores for test 1, test 2, and test 3. Alright, we're cruising right through this thing. Alright, so we did the rest of number 6, so now we can move on to number 7. Number 7, we're going to find the minimum this time. And we're going to do this in cell C35. And we're going to find the minimum test scores for each test. Make the screen bigger. Okay, so I'm going to start in cell C35. I'm going to go to my functions drop down and select min. And to find the lowest test score for test 1, I'm going to have to select all the test scores in column C. So starting with C5, dragging my cursor down all the way to C30, and then I'm going to press enter. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my fill handle here and drag this all the way down to E35. There we have our lowest test scores for test 1, test 2, and test 3. Okay, so we finished number 7. So now I'm going to scroll down to number 8, and it wants us to bold row 4. Okay, so let me go to row 4. To select an entire row, all you need to do is click on the number 4 here. Okay, so and then I'm just going to click the bold button up here, which you guys should be familiar with. Number 8, complete. Now number 9, right align cells C4 through F4. Okay, so if I want to select C4, I'm going to start with C4 here, and then I'm going to drag my cursor all the way to F4. To right align, I'm going to have to make my screen a little bit bigger. You're going to go to this drop down alignment button and select right, because right now it is defaulted to left align, so we need to go to right align. So go ahead and click that. Make my screen smaller. There we go. Okay. So great, we are on number 10. Number 10 wants us to bold cells C33 through cells E35. So that's going to be at the bottom of our spreadsheet here. Okay, cell C33 through E35. So that's going to be this whole block of numbers here. And we're going to bold that text. So we will go up to our bold button here. Boom. Looking good. On to number 11. 11, cut and paste text. To cut text and move it to another cell in your spreadsheet, do the following. Okay, so we're on A, so select cells A33 through A35. So let's go to the top of our spreadsheet here. Excuse me, the bottom. Losing my mind here. Okay, A33 through A35. Right click. And then we're going to select cut. Okay, once we do that, we're going to position our cursor in cell B33 here. We're going to right click and paste. Alright, so what we did right there is we just moved all of our information in cells A33 through A35 to cells B33 through B35. Okay, let's keep going here. It also says, alternatively, the cut and paste tools are located in the edit menu. So instead of doing it how we did it where we right clicked and selected copy, or cut and paste. You could have also gone up to your edit menu and done the cut and the paste. But let's keep going. Okay, so C, resize column B so that all data is visible. Okay, so if we look at column B, I'm going to make my screen bigger here. It looks like all of our data is visible except for the information that we just entered into B33 through B35. So I'm just going to go up to the top of my screen here until I see that double-sided arrow. I'm going to drag this until I can see everything. There we go. Okay, we are ready for number 12. Alright, number 12 wants us to add some borders. So it wants us to add a line around a cell, a group of cells in our spreadsheet. Select cells A4 through F30. Then from the borders drop-down menu, select all borders. So let's go to our spreadsheet. Cells A4 through F30. So that's going to be all of this information that we have in this area. A4 through F30 is now selected. Okay, once we have that selected, we're going to go to our borders drop-down menu, which is this square here, and then I believe it wants us to select all borders, which is this one. Okay. So now, as you can see, we have borders around all of our information, including first, last name, and test 1, test 2, test 3, and our average scores. Alright, so we're ready for 13, which is to proofread our spreadsheet for accuracy and format. If you want to pause this video and look at the information that I have here and make sure yours matches that, you can go ahead and do that. Otherwise, I'm going to keep going because I know I'm perfect and I know everything is accurate and correctly formatted. Alright, and then it's going to have us print, preview, and remove grid lines from our spreadsheet. So how you would do this, although I do not expect you to print this, is you would go to File, Print, and then to get rid of all of the grid lines in here, you'd go to Formatting, and then deselect Show Grid Lines. Okay, then you'll see our grid lines went away. Okay, and then it wants us to change our page orientation. To do that, you will go from landscape to portrait by clicking the print icon, which we've already done. And then here you'll see that we are in landscape orientation and it wants us to be in portrait. So you'll see when moving from landscape to portrait, we can now see all of our data that we just entered into our spreadsheet. Okay, again, don't expect you to do this, but it's good information to know, especially when someday you will have to print from your spreadsheets. It's good to know how. Okay, so the number 16 says your spreadsheet should look similar to, and I'm going to make this page bigger now, similar to 3.3 figure B. So if we scroll down here and go look at figure B, this is exactly how your spreadsheet should look. And again, like I said, I'm perfect. Mine definitely looks like that. So let's move on to 17. Share, print your spreadsheet if required. So what I want you to do with this spreadsheet that we've just created is I want you to submit this into Google Classroom, and by Wednesday, March 25th, by midnight. If you have any questions, make sure you text, email, or call me. Alright, have a great Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I will have another assignment for you due by Sunday toward the end of the week, so be paying attention for that.